Welcome to the 2025 AOA Fleece and IFA show. We are so glad that you could join us today in watching this year's results. Coming to you from Florence, Kentucky. I'm Margie Alt, AOA Show System Administrator, and I want to thank all of the people that worked so very hard to make this show a success. The 2025 AOA Fleece Show presenting sponsors this year were Deluxe Meadow Alpacas, Beth and Fred Kripe. And by the way, Fred was here all week working. Thanks to Fred for all of his work. Heritage Farm Suri Alpacas, Tim and Beth Sheets. Beth was also here this work, lending a hand on several days. Tierra Prometida Alpaca Ranch, Rhonda and Kern Deschner. Friend of Fleece sponsors, Kaz Cadillac Farm, LLC, Ian and Jennifer Lutz. Heart and Soul Alpacas, Russell Ratty and Karen Ball. Shellhart Acre Farms, Scott and Abigail Shellhart. Walnut Ridge Acres Alpaca Farm, DJ and Jay Fanica. Thanks to all of those who sponsored. We appreciate it so very greatly. Thanks to all of our volunteers. We had a fantastic crew from all over the United States, and you'll be hearing more about them in a few minutes. Our Fleece Show Superintendent this year was Judy Schroeder, and our IFA Show Superintendent, Dawn Browning. Thanks for all of their hard work this week. So greatly appreciated. This year, judging Wakaya male, Amanda Vandenbosch. Her apprentice, Joanna Najbar. Judging Wakaya female, Stephanie Galiptis. Her apprentice, Heather Thorderson. Judging Suri, Diana Timmerman. We're going to start revealing the 2025 results at this time with the IFA information, and Amanda is going to start us out.
So we had a wonderful show here at Nationals. We're going to start with the IFA. Dawn Browning as our superintendent, absolutely have to give a big shout out to Dawn, along with all our volunteers, Susan Williamson, Steve Ross, Abby Gliptus, Beth Sheets, Jacob Hart, and Melody Jarrell. I judged the Wakayas during IFA, and Stephanie Gliptus judged the Suris. We had a total of 121 entries that broke down to 59 Wakayas and 62 Suris. Really just such a great show, ran very efficiently. Different from the regular Fleece show, we pour the samples, we measure the shoulder, the mid-side, the rump, and the low mid for micron. We average those 4 samples, and that puts the fleeces into the grade that they belong for the judging process. We're also measuring the length of the fleece, the stretched and the unstretched length, also calculating the growth per day, along with all the other judging criteria. Really comprehensive, everything that then comes back to the owner about their fleece. I'm now going to give the results of the IFA Wakayas. In grade 0, the champion went in the combined group to Rockstar Lucky Star XX from Rockstar Alpacas, Lisa Beatty. Our reserve champion in grade 0 combined goes to Ironhide Vapor from Ironhide Alpacas, Candice Reardon. Not Candice, Cadence Reardon. Sorry, Cadence Reardon. Then as we move into the grade 0 in the most uniform, so we take the calculation for the most uniform from the measurements of the fleece in uniformity of micron, uniformity of length, the uniformity across the fleece, giving the grade 0 most uniform to Ironhide Vapor from Ironhide Alpacas, Cadence Reardon. And then in grade 0, best brightness goes to Rockstar's Angel of Mercy, Rockstar Alpaca's Lisa Beatty. Congratulations to you all. Moving to grade 1, the champion in the combined goes to Xanadu Apani from Badger Canyon Farms, Kristen Long. Our grade 1 combined reserve champion goes to Infinito's Sweet Caroline, New Grove Alpacas, Bonnie Bieber. Congratulations to you both. Then in grade 1, our most uniform goes to Infinito's Sweet Caroline, New Grove Alpacas, Bonnie Bieber. And then in grade 1, the longevity award goes to FDA Rembrandt's Vintage Charm from Honey Creek Farm, Susan Williamson. Congratulations to you all. Grade 2, our light combined champion in the color champion goes to Bristol from Humming Desert Alpacas, Fred and Rhonda Siebert. In grade 2, the light reserve champion goes to Heather Akers Juno, Rancho Inca Alpacas, Bill Baranek and Mario Garcia. Grade 2 in the combined color champion goes to Tierra Prometida Ingot from Tierra Prometida Alpacas, Rhonda and Kern Deschner. And then the reserve champion in the combined grade 2 goes to Red Granite's Aladar by Val Desir, Tierra Prometida Alpacas, Rhonda and Kern Deschner, and Red Granite Alpacas. Most uniform in grade 2, Badger Canyon's Glass Slipper from Badger Canyon Farm, Kristen Long. And grade 2 longevity goes to Snowmass Laurel Legend, Sugar Pikes Alpaca, Kim and Robert Brandsma. Congratulations to all the winners in grade 2. Interestingly, that grade 2 longevity award, the alpaca was 103 months of age. So really exciting to see how it was maintaining that fineness and those characteristics as it was aging. In grade 3, the combined color champion goes to Avatar's Ezekiel of La Vida Alpacas, Jean Van Effen and David Bagshaw. Congratulations. Grade 3 combined reserve champion, Snowmass Moonlight Oblivion from Tierra Prometida Alpacas, Rhonda and Kern Deschner. Grade 3 most uniform, Avatar's Ezekiel of La Vida Alpacas, Jean Van Effen and David Bagshaw. And then in grade 3, the longevity award goes to Snowmass Moonlight Oblivion, Tierra Prometida Alpacas, Rhonda and Kern Deschner at 68.5 months of age. Congratulations to you all. Then as we move to grade 4, our longevity award goes to Peekatoots Bon Bon by Wilkinson from Peekatoots Pack of the Packer Farm, and that is Brandy and Russ Mello. So congratulations to all the winners across the grades there in the Wakayas at the IFA 2025 National Show. Then we have a couple more awards. The grade 2 Judges Select Award. So this went to Heather's Acre Juno, Rancho Inca Alpacas, Bill Baranek and Mario Garcia. So congratulations for the Judges Select Award 2025. And then our grade 2 Spirit of the Industry Award, a fleece that is over 3 years of age, still maintaining excellent characteristics throughout. This went to Snowmass Laurel Legend, Sugar Pike Alpacas, Kim and Robert Brandsma at 103 months of age. So this one truly just showing those characteristics as it has matured over the years. And then we'd like to recognize in the IFA, we had out of the 121 entries, we had approximately 10% of the fleeces were over 80 points. So they are receiving this special award. These going to Bristol from Humming Desert Alpacas, Fred and Rhonda Siebert. Badger Canyon's Glass Slipper, Badger Canyon Farm, Kristen Long. Xanadu Apani from Badger Canyon Farm, Kristen Long. Heather Akers Juno, Rancho Inca Alpacas, Bill Beranek and Mario Garcia. Rockstar's Lucky Star XX, Rockstar Alpacas, Lisa Beatty. And Tierra Prometida Ingot, Tierra Prometida Alpacas, Rhonda and Kern Deschner. So congratulations to all of you at the 2025 National IFA Show.
I had the honor and privilege of judging IFA Suri at the 2025 AOA Fleece Show. This was my first time judging IFA. It was a wonderful, eye-opening experience. I really encourage breeders to enter the IFA shows. You get so much useful data back about your fleeces to really help you in processing these fleeces to the best of their ability. So starting with the grade 0, the combined color champion, 2 Points Farms Timber by Tempo, 2 Point Farm, Nancy Lindemood. Our combined reserve champion, IFA Suri by Heritage Farm Surrey Alpacas, Tim and Beth Sheets. Also earning most uniform was HSA Suri, Heritage Farm Surrey Alpacas, Tim and Beth Sheets. Congratulations in the grade 0. Moving on to grade 1, the combined color champion, H&S Jewels, Heart and Soul Alpacas, Russell Ratty, and Karen Ball. And the combined reserve champion, Shambhalaz, Sarah Smile, Shellheart Acre Alpacas, Scott Shellheart. Earning most uniform in grade 1, H&S Jewels, Heart and Soul Alpacas, Russell Ratty, and Karen Ball. And for longevity in grade 1, HFA Legacies Picari, Heritage Farm Surrey Alpacas, Tim and Beth Sheets at 44 months old. Moving into grade 2, the dark color champion, Midnight Moons Montana, the Midnight Moon Trading Company, Gary Wilson. And the dark reserve champion, Sydney Scotch Brown, Feather and Fur, Gerald and Colette Peterson. There were enough entries in grade 2 to be divided into dark and light. So the light color champion, Makar's Mighty Leo by Enso, Memory Makers Farm, Robert Figueroa and Lisa Calora. And the light reserve champion, Big Timber's Golden Girl, Sonoma Surrey Alpacas, Tommy Smith. Also in grade 2, we had a white color champion in reserve. The white color champion, Charlotte Blackwood of WPR, Whistling Pines Ranch, Chris and Jess Fredericks. And the white reserve champion, H&S Picard's August Fire, Heart and Soul Alpacas, Russell Ratty, and Karen Ball. Within grade 2, the most uniform went to Renee's Willpower by Tempo, Fleur de Lis Alpacas, Holly Wooten. And the longevity award within grade 2 went to FFSA Fort Riley, Fleur de Lis Alpacas, Holly Wooten at an impressive 108 months old. Within grade 3, there was a white color champion, Big Timber's Rip Roar, Big Timber Alpacas, Sue King. And the white reserve champion, Iceman's Aaron, CIAJ, Surrey's of Smithside Farm, Lee Claire Smith. In grade 3's most uniform also went to Big Timber's Rip Roar, Big Timber Alpacas, Sue King. Moving into grade 4, the most uniform, as well as the longevity award winner, went to Machismo's Gabrielle, Victoria Lane Alpacas, Karen Basella. And this fleece was entered at 227 months old. Very impressive to see the locking still within that. That's that fleece that she presented. There are several specialty awards. Out of grade 2, Best Luster went to Eldorado's Poseidon Atlantis, Alpacas of El Dorado, Scott and Laura Finley. Spirit of the Industry, at 142.9 months old, so almost 12 years old, El Dorado Akoya Forevermore, Feather and Fur, Gerard and Colette Peterson. And the judges select for the Surrey IFA show went to Big Timber's Rip Roar, Big Timber Alpacas, Sioux King, and this was a 32.2-month-old fleece. Congratulations to all the Surrey winners.
Thanks to all of those that entered in the IFA 2025 AOA National Show. Now we will release the results for the regular fleece show, and we will start with Surrey with Judge Diana Timmerman.
I'd like to thank the Nationals for inviting me here to judge the Surreys, and it really was a privilege to be able to go through each and individual fleece. It was really a pleasure. And I am going to start with the Surrey Gray Fleece Championship. The champion went to Novistons, Necromancer, Halo Ranch Alpacas, Zach and Jess Hackett. The reserve champion went to Rogues Syra, Halo Ranch Alpacas, Zach and Jess Hackett. The Surrey Black Fleece champion went to One Up, Pines Edge, Rainbow Road Alpacas, Bart and Cheryl Snyder. The reserve champion went to WLK Midnight Express, Two Drifters Ranch, Stephanie Harvey. The Surrey Brown Fleece Championship champion went to Renee's Jahara by Aladdin, Renee Alpaca Farm, Ray and Candy McMahon. And the reserve champion went to Cosmos by Copper, Briarwood Acres, Robert and Colette Newman. Moving into the Fawn Championship, the champion went to El Dorado Gold Strike, Zaylor Farm, Wes Zaylor and Matt Wilkins. Reserve went to ACG, Lord Rudolph, Alpacas, Goats and Dreams, Wesley Davis and Paula Hagen. And the light champion, the champion went to Andalco and WPR, Votays Grace, Whistling Pines Ranch, Chris and Jess Fredericks. And the reserve went to Junie by Copper, Briarwood Acres, Robert and Colette Newman. The Surrey White Fleece champion went to Big Timbers Justice, Big Timbers Alpacas, Susan King. And the reserve went to AGD, Iceman's Slider Alpacas, Goats and Dreams, Wesley Davis and Paula Hagen. Congratulations to all of the champions and the reserve champions. Moving into the Surrey Specialty Awards, the best hand, which we all know that Surrey breeders, it's a really it's a big day when you can get a best hand award, because handle is very important in Surrey. But it's the first time I have awarded 5 points for handle. And it's my pleasure to have been able to award that to El Dorado Gold Strike, Zaylor Farm, Wes Zaylor, and Matt Watkins. Moving into Best Lock, this was a pleasure as well. At 116 months, incredible lock style, very consistent, the amount of regrowth, went to RDE's Goldilocks Rogue Alpacas, Jason and Beverly Brem. Best Luster Surrey, 19 points out of 20. Rogues Supernova, Surrey and Company of Fern Creek Farm, Jacqueline King. Spirit of the Industry, always a award that we appreciate so much moving forward into commercial industry. a fleece that is maintaining all the positive characteristics as they age. The winner today for that prestigious award goes to a Suri that is 116 months, and that is RDE Goldilocks Rogue Alpacas Jason and Beverly Brem. And for today's Judge's Choice, it is my pleasure to award that to Ray Nays, Jahara by Aladdin, Renee Alpaca Farm, Ray and Candy McMahon, and it is a 7-month fleece that is just incredibly, the weight was incredible, luster, all of the positive traits to bring that fleece up into the spot of Judge's Choice today. Congratulations and thank you to all those specialty awards. I do have the Get a Sire Award as well, and that is being awarded to Big Timbers, Kahunas, Joseph, Susan King, Big Timber, Alpacas. And the Produce Up Dam has been awarded to DKN, Dakinis, Spitfire, Big Timbers Alpacas, Susan King. Congratulations to both of you, and thank you again.
All right, I'm going to start with the females for Wakaya. I want to thank the volunteers that I had. Without volunteers, these shows are not possible. There are so many working parts to make this happen. So at my table, I had Paula Hagen, Jordan Jester, Lauren Sullivan, Jacob Hart bounced back and forth all weekend. And then I also had the pleasure of having my daughter, Abigail Gliptis, work with me this weekend. This was her very first Fleece show, as a matter of fact. So thank you so much to all of our volunteers. Moving into our color championships for Wakaya. For the females, we were lucky to have a color champion in almost every designation. I will start with the combined gray roan female fleece champion. For the reserve, APP Peruvian Fashion Sense, owned by Sunny Acres Alpacas, Ken and Shelley DeVault. And our gray roan champion, Snowmass Midnight Gaze, Alpaca Country Estates, Nancy Chappell. Into the blacks. The black reserve champion, Badger Canyon's Sweet Allura, Badger Canyon Farm, Kristen Long. And our black color champion, 5C's Crack of Dawn, Cinco C Alpacas, Christian and Carol Howard. For the brown females, the reserve champion, Legendary Centerfolds Natalie, owned by Legendary Alpacas of Texas, Gina Glasscock. And our brown color champion, Liberty Alpacas Providence, A&M Farms LLC, Al and Michelle Clawwitter. Into the fawns, the reserve champion, CCNF Antigone, owned by Cascadnac Farm, Ian and Jen Lutz. And the color champion, making a sweep for Cascadnac Farm, CCNF Gemma, Cascadnac Farm, Ian and Jen Lutz. And our light female champion in reserve. The light reserve, LSC Wedding Bells, Limestone Creek Alpacas, Leslie Oliver. And the light champion, 3DR Sub-Sevens Frostine, Triple Diamonds Alpaca Ranch, Kathy Askin and Danny Meyer. For the whites, the white female reserve champion, Xanadu's Sweet Refrain, Tierra Prometida Alpacas, Rhonda and Kern Deschner. And the white color champion, Kaylee's Regal Stars, Alpaca Country Estates, Nancy Chappell. And I was very excited that we had a multicolored champion. We all know those do not happen as often as we would like them to. So in our multi-reserve, Durwood X-Man's Polka Dot, Durwood Alpacas, Dale Davis. And the multi-champion, Waypoint's Overdue Fanfare, Spirit Falls Alpaca Ranch, Andy and Jessica Rogers. Moving on to the specialty awards, I would also like to thank my apprentice Heather Thorderson. This was her 5th apprenticeship. She's getting ready to test in the clinic this August, so I was very happy to have her as we worked through all these fleeces. It was 146 females that we got through in 2 days. It was an incredible effort, and she saw some incredible, impressive alpacas. 4 are the specialty awards. Best hand, which was a 4.5 out of 5 points coming from a juvenile color group. 3DR's Challengers Mimosa, Triple Diamonds Alpaca Ranch, Kathy Askin and Danny Meyer. Best crimp, which was a 9.5 out of 10 from a yearling, Red Granite Serenade, Red Granite Ranch, Mark and Sharon Milligan. Best brightness from the females, scoring a 9 out of 10, again from the juvenile age group, 3DR's Challengers Mimosa, Triple Diamonds Alpaca Ranch, Kathy Askin and Danny Meyer. For the spirit of the industry, this female scored 81.5 points at 56 months old. CCNF Amadea, Cascadnac Farm, Ian and Jen Lutz. And the white judge's choice this year, she was a yearling at 19.5 months old. Xanadu's Sweet Refrain, Tierra Prometida Alpacas, Rhonda and Kern Deschner. I also have the privilege of announcing the Get of Sire and Produce of Dam that Amanda and I judged together. For our Produce of Dam, the winners CCNF Elizabeth, Cascadnac Farm, Jen and Ian Lutz. And your Get of Sire winner for 2025, CCNF Bataclan, Jen and Ian Lutz from Cascadnac Farm. Congratulations to all the winners.
Okay, so here we are moving on into the 2025 AOA National Fleece Show results for the females. We have to, though, thank the rest of our volunteers that have just been working so hard to make this all possible. Laurel Shovlin, she was here helping set up all the IFA. We also have to thank our show superintendent, Judy Schroeder. Just does an incredible job every year, and we really, really appreciate everything that she does to make this all happen. Bradley Barnett, Stephanie Hames, Elizabeth Bernard, Carolyn Knoll, Steve Ross, Susan Williamson. They were all here throughout the show, helping with everything from laying out fleeces to helping pack fleeces back up, keep classes in order, keep us in order. So we cannot do this without all these volunteers. We also had 2 incredible ladies, Sharon Zalak and Chris DeCibio, who were the clerks for the show. They do all the additions, they do all the transcribing, so they are essential to the success of the show. So we really want to thank all of the volunteers for everything they did to make this happen. So with that, I also would like to thank and recognize my apprentice, Joanna Najbar. She is here from Poland, and this is her last apprenticeship before she will be testing in August for her fleece certification. So it's been very great to have her here working side by side and doing an incredible job. So thank you, Joanna. So now with the awards for the the awards for the male championships. In the Grey Roan Championship, we have the champion, Estates Giovanni Titanium Royale from Alpaca Country Estates, Nancy Chappell. The reserve champion in the Grey Roan goes to Sonic Rumble, Crazy Hair Alpacas, Andrea and Graham Blotcher. In our Black Male Championship, we have Autumn Suns, Italian Concerto, Autumn Sun Alpacas, Mary and Michael Livingston. Our reserve champion goes to 5C's Crown Jewel, Cinco C's Alpacas, Christian and Carol Howard. Congratulations to you. As we move into the Brown Championship, our champion goes to CCNF Triumphal by Cascadnac Farms LLC, Ian and Jennifer Lutz. Our reserve champion goes to CCNF Believe It or Not, Alpaca Country Estates LLC, Nancy Chappell. As we move to the Fawn champion, The champion goes to Plum Creek's Sir Oric by Atmos, Plum Creek Alpacas, Brian Smith and Valerie Reiser. Congratulations. And our reserve fawn champion goes to HFAR Best Bets Royal Flush, Huchin Family Alpacas, Brian and Carly Huchin. As we move into the light, our light male champion goes to CCNF Amador from Kaskadnak Farm LLC, Ian and Jennifer Lutz. And our reserve light champion goes to PRTI Oz from Pulse Ranches, Texas, Nancy and Robert Pulse. We then move into the white championship, and we have to say this was a really exciting group to judge. We moved from obviously a very large juvenile class that had some exceptional fleeces. Then as we moved into the yearlings, they just were amazing. We had a class where we had 10 entries, and of the 10 entries, 7 of them scored over 80 points, and 3 of them scored over 90. Yeah. So it was exceptional. So very happy to award the champion in the white male championship to AMAF's Double Barrel from Walnut Ridge Acres Alpaca Farm, DJ and Jay Pennicker, Autumn Mist Alpacas and Fiber Mill, Jeff and Leslie Juritzma, and Jeff and Leslie Juritzma, they are the winners of the champion white male. Then in the reserve position in the white males, CCNF Molnir from Kaskadnak Farm LLC, Ian and Jennifer Lutz. Congratulations, it was highly competitive, brilliant brightness in these fleeces, over 5 pounds in weight of skirted fleece, incredible. And also seeing this on mature animals. So congratulations to you all in that category. We then have the multicolor championship. The champion goes to WB WWF Coda from Alpacas of Indian Point Hills, Bart and Rhonda Lineberger. And then our reserve champion multicolor, Zappies Zion from Diamond Bar D Alpacas LLC, Judy, Doug, Lana, Sheila, Orin, Mason. Congratulations to you all. Then we move on into our specials awards. So we are starting with the best handle Wakaya, the score being 4.5 out of 5 possible points. This went to CCNF Amador from Kaskadnak Farm LLC, Ian and Jennifer Lutz. Absolutely luxurious, wasn't it? Just the handle was brilliant. Then our Best Crimp Award with a 9 out of 10. We pulled up, I think, three fleeces to look at this award, and we elected to go with CCNF Molnir by Kaskadnak Farm LLC, Ian and Jennifer Lutz. Just incredible throughout that fleece, from the inside of the fleece to the extremities, the character carried through along the staple across the fleece. Absolutely incredible. Then as we come to Best Brightness, a 9 out of 10 in Best Brightness, Moonlight Magic of Waypoint, Spirit Falls Alpaca Ranch, Andy and Jessica Rogers, Cedar Creek Alpacas, Angela Rogers. Just the brilliance of this fleece, you could see it across the room. So congratulations on that Best Brightness. Then we're really excited to award the Spirit of the Industry Award. This scoring over 90 points, AMAF's Double Barrel, Walnut Ridge Alpaca Farm, DJ and Jay Pennicker, and Autumn Mist Alpacas and Fiber Mill, Jeff and Leslie Juritzma. Congratulations on that male, 42 months of age, just carrying those characteristics through into maturity. Really, really impressive. Then our Judge's Choice male for the 2025 AOA National Show we are proud to present CCNF Molnir from Cascadnac Farm LLC, Ian and Jennifer Lutz. Congratulations to you all for the 2025 AOA National Show.
I want to once again thank Judy Schroeder and Don Browning for all of their work. It takes a great deal of time leading up to the show and then this week, and we're not done. We still have to make sure all of these fleeces get where they belong. So I want to thank all of our volunteers again for helping us make this just slick as a whistle this week. I have the pleasure to announce our Cup Awards at this time. And as I was listening to the judges give their awards, I thought how wonderful that we are able to recognize so many different farms this week. What a pleasure to hear that. That was super exciting. For the Wakaya Classic Cup goes to Badger Canyon Farm, Kristen Long. The Wakaya Vintage Cup goes to Tierra Prometida Alpacas, Rhonda and Kern Deschner. The Wakaya Heirloom Cup goes to Cascadnac Farm, LLC, Jennifer and Ian Lutz. Suri. The Suri Classic Cup goes to Alpacas, Goats and Dreams, Wesley Davis and Paula Hagen. Our Suri Vintage Cup goes to Big Timber Alpacas, LLC, Sue King. Our Suri Heirloom Cup goes to Halo Ranch Alpacas, Jessica and Zach Hackett. I want to thank everyone who participated this year. We greatly appreciate it, and we hope you have a wonderful rest of your summer.